Today we will talk about the command called tail. Tail. What's it doing? It's showing by default last 10 lines of the file. So, okay, first we're going, of course, to help section. Here we are. Of course, there is a line command. So how many lines to show. Verbose, usual help version and so forth. So it's clear. And let's go to the change the context and go to the home folder, and here we have the WordPress folder. Go into the WordPress. Okay, LC list, and now let's check file. It's called VP settings. So let's look at the no config actually last 10 lines of this file, and it's done. It's showing the last 10 actually yep, it's not a big file, so it's not okay. It's done. It's interesting, it's not showing the less oh, I'm sorry, I used last here, so I used less, not tail. So tail again, WordPress, no, VP config, no, config VP, yes, config sample, yes, and it's showing us the last 10 lines of the file. So we can add, so again, so let's check another file, like let's look in the readme HTML. So let's readme HTML, done. So last 10 lines of the file. That's actually more than last 10. Yeah, let's see, clear. So I usually get less, so we need to use tail. It's from the last lesson tail, and showing us the last 10 lines of the file. So we can show only 5, for example. So it's again minus n, and then how much? It's 5, and then file readme HTML, done. So it's showing only 5. So it's a nice argument. We can also what is really handy, we can look at the how it's changing the file. So it's tail in real time. So it's F, and then for example config VP config sample. So if something will change to this file, it will be available here. So it's any change in this file, VP config will show us less 10 lines of the changing. So so for example, we can go and look at the variables. So cd var and lc cd log, and there we have here different files. So for example, syslog and cat, oh, will not show cat tail, syslog, system log 1, done. So if something will change, he will show us what's happening. So F, and it's online, so it will change. It will always show what's happening right now in the file, any change which is written will be available here. That's great. Okay, we also can, of course, we can use it with a grep. So let's go back to the tilde to the root folder, then cd WordPress, and using tail with grep. So tail. So for example, VP VP config sample, and then for example, let's choose only the files, only the lines where is word, for example, ABC path as usual, and show us only the files, only the lines where the ABC path is written. Of course, the last one, it's we can look in the what files are what last bytes of the file. So for example, tail, and this is count, this is how much, so like 20 bytes of the files, and VP config sample, so it's showing us only last 20 bytes of the file, 20, no, not bytes, but the symbols of the file. So like, for example, we can show also 3 of them, so let's show these, or 7 of them. 7. Done.